Fantasy from the fairway. It's take two. It's the return. The Sony Open. And for the second time, I'm going to let Jenkins Jr. know, hey, MVP of the week, this guy. I had no time in the last 2 days. Jenkins Jr. said, hold the phone. Fantasy from the fairway is a 2-man operation. And I'm going to actually take 1.5 of the work. 7K debut of Jenkins Jr. Usually does the 9 and the 8. We gave him the 7. Now, Junior, you know I'm not giving up the bombs now. The 6K.
Never.
Those are my
never
people.
ask you to.
When I look at this list, I feel a deep connection to the 6K. People like Harry Higgs, that's my boy. You know what I'm saying? So much love for the 6K. And Junior, to be honest with you, when I look at myself, I think I'm a 6K person just in life. If they ranked every single person in order, there's some 10Kers, some 9Kers. Sure, there's some 8Kers. And I'd like to believe there's some 4Kers because, frankly, there's some really crappy people out there. I'll tell you a story a little later on about a guy that flicked me off leaving the Jags game on Sunday. But nevertheless, I consider myself a 6Ker, Junior. And look, I'm not being too hard on myself. I'm a decent person, I would say. But at the end of the day, a great lineup, you don't win $1 million without some 6K help. Okay? Nobody on DraftKings has ever won anything without some 6K help. What you got?
I think my mom thinks you're doing a lot better in life than I am.
Well, listen, I didn't say you weren't a 5K. I did not say you weren't a 5K, though.
Okay. There.
You know what I mean?
Now I think we're good then, if you clarified that.
Here's the thing. This week, you're a 10K. For helping me out with the 7K. And that's a lot of Ks we're talking about. So let's just move on to the picks where we find more Ks, Casey and Kevin. But at the end of the day, Patrick Reed, he did it for me. 52 FedEx Cup points. That's all I can ask for at this point. Leishman, hell of a pick. Joel Damon, not a hell of a pick. Thought he was going to be the first round leader for a second. He was not. Didn't hit that bet. We'll get to the prop of the week in a little bit.
It was a good start. It was a good start.
Was a good start. Gooch ends up getting it done for you. So that's where we stand right now with the picks. We will make some Sony Open picks at the end of the video. But right now, these are where the FedEx Cup points have come from. The little picture slide. Got Patrick Reed cheesing it up. Old Leishman off the box. But at the end of the day, Scotty Scheffler and Taylor Gooch don't deserve pictures in mine.
You know what I like about this?
What you got?
Our top 2 pictures. Those are some big men.
Yes.
I think that's only right.
You know what I'm saying?
They're the top right here.
You know what I'm saying? That's the way it should be. And I have a feeling Patrick Reed will be on top for me for a while. You know what I'm saying? Don't have a lot going for him. But there's cool. Aaron Wise against all odds. He makes it as well. But anyway, those will change as the years go on as we roll into the Walale Country Club. What information you got on that for us?
Yeah, so we're going to a par 70 standard. We're taking out 2 of the par 5s, replacing them with par 4s. So only 2 par 5s this week. It's only barely over 7,000 yards. So pretty much everybody in the field has a shot to win. Designed by Seth Rayner. He's done a couple of very, very famous courses across the United States. We do show an average winning score at this event of 19 under. Jeez. So you can't go low, but if you take a look at some of the leaderboards from the past couple of years, depending on wind, it can either be like 11 under you're winning or like 19, 20 under you're winning. So it just kind of depends on what Mother Nature wants to give us.
Amen.
And then I'll put these in here. 19.5% of your approach shots in this course. I guess I shouldn't say your approach shots. All of ours would be over 250 yards. But for these fine gentlemen who are good 100%. At the sport, a lot coming from 125 to 200. And those numbers are all way above average for PGA Tour events. So we took a deep dive into those numbers for this week.
I like it. That's what you get on here, Fantasy from the Fairway, just quality information. The key stats looking like the driving accuracy, like you were saying, the approach shots will play. Around the green if you're not on it. And then that course history, always important. Nice little picture there. Tight fairway, it looks like a little bit right there.
Yeah, so here's the thing. It's all about lots and lots of bunkers on this course. The wind and the bunkers are going to be the defense for this course. So people talk about all the time how your tee shot, you're not necessarily looking for like insane distance. You're just looking for good angles to attack pins, or else you're going to have to play really defensive shots. So it's all about your tee shot to set up a good second shot to get to those low scores this week.
For sure, and that's why you can see the previous three winners are, no disrespect, they all hit it farther than I do, but Kevin Na, Cam Smith hits it a long way, and Matt
Yeah.
Kuchar, but are not guys that usually are considered bombers, and these are more
No.
finesse players. So,
Yeah.
by the way, why the hell is the trophy the college football playoff trophy? It's the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
I
not-
was kind of thinking about that when I
Put
was
up the
looking at the pictures. And then my question is why do we only have Cam Smith doing the hang loose? We're in
Yeah,
Hawaii and we only got one man doing the hang loose.
let me tell you something. If I know Cam Smith won last week, shout out to him. He's won now in Hawaii both events. But is there any other person that could win in Hawaii? Like it just seems like it's a Cam Smith event. You know what
It
I'm saying?
appears to be a Cam Smith event. Yeah, absolutely. I mean what he did, I'll get into that a little bit later, but just incredible.
Yeah. So anyway, those are your previous three winners, finesse players for sure. As we get into the 10K and above, and that's why I've got Cam Smith at the top. He's a quality golfer. Hot as fire. Hawaii speaks his language. Heck of a haircut.
Yeah.
All the fishermen as well. I'm sure he would move to Hawaii if he could. Did you hear what he said, by the way? He said, I don't really need no more money, but I'll buy some more fishing equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did hear that. Yeah, yeah.
So that's why I'm rolling with
It's
Cam
good. It's
Smith.
good to see simple man.
He's a simple man, Jack's Beach resident, simple man.
He is.
Yeah, might move to Hawaii now.
Doesn't need a lot.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't need much. But I tell you what,
No.
those Jack's Beach prices, they ain't cheap. Tell you what. Anyway, nevertheless, that's why I've got Cam Smith at the top. You have him second, so that's pretty fair. Webb Simpson at the top for you. I got him fourth. What's up with that?
Yeah, I can't hide my love for Webb Simpson. From the start of the fantasy from the fairway, I've probably only said good things about Webb Simpson. And for me, it's just track record. His last three starts of this course have been a fourth place finish, a third place finish, and then a fourth place finish. So, looking to see Webb hopefully do the same thing because he's in all of my lineups right now.
Fair enough. I got Sung JM in the 2 here. You got him in the 5. So there's obviously some discrepancies. But I just think Sung JM's quality player does hit it a long way. He's been known to get himself in trouble. So I'm guessing that's why you have him near the bottom.
No, I think, I mean, he's still young, so he's only getting better, of course. It just his course history for me. He has 56, 21st, and 16th place finishes. And don't get me wrong, those aren't bad by any means. But I think you have Mark Leishman, who is incredibly hot right now. Cam Smith's the hottest dude on the planet. And then Webb, who's just crazy here. There's nobody in the 10K I don't like. And usually every week there's one person I'm like, not a shot, I would play him. There's nobody in the 10K range I would completely rule out of being in the lineup.
I like it. And then Hideki, I got him near the bottom. Just need to see more from Hideki as of now, especially the Leishman playing well last week. You can get him for a lot cheaper. Sung JM as well. So that's the 10K. We're going to roll into the 9K in junior. I'm going to give you, this is a classic move you'd see in the business. I'm going to leave you stranded for about 3 minutes, so please extend as much as you can. Rumor has it the dog is throwing up all over the house. So I'm going to go check on that, and you're going to talk to us about the 9K and stretch it out as long as you can because you can't control the slides. Only I can do that. So please, by all means.
Maybe I can get into my comedy routine if we run out here.
If you're struggling,
go do what you need to do.
All right, bro. Let the people know.
All right. Yeah, so the 9K, we're starting off with the most expensive person here as Kevin Na. Rightfully so. He did win the tournament last year. 35th in driving accuracy. Hits a lot of fairways. His approach from 150 to 175 last year was tied 12th. From 125 to 150, we have tied 53rd. And he was the best player on tour last year around the green. Not only did he win this event last year, he's 10 for 14 here, 4 top 10s. And he is coming off a tied for 13th last week, with the event also being in Hawaii. We go down to Abraham Answer. We love Abraham Answer on this show. We think he's a fantastic golfer, and he is. But right now, he's not in the best of form. Does hit a lot of fairways, so it does put himself in an opportunity at this course to kind of rebound. But just wasn't great. He's only 2 for 4 this event, and when you're looking at 9,700. I don't really want to take a 50-50 guess if he's going to make the cut or not. I think that's a little bit too expensive when there are people below him that I like a lot more. His finishes here too, when he does make the cut, they were only 38th and then 29th. So not that great, not even a top 25 yet for Abraham Answer. It's not necessarily that I hate him here, but I'm going to need to see him, play a little bit better before I work him into lineups at 9,700. His approach last year was good in all the stats we looked at: 14th, 69th, and then 64th in the ranges we were focusing on this week. And he's also not very he's not great around the green. 119th in strokes gained around the green last year. So we're just going to stay away from Abraham Answer this week. The person I actually like the most in this field isn't in the 10K. He is Corey Connors at 9,600, 7th in driving accuracy. And like I was saying before, you kind of need to be accurate with your first shots so you can attack with your approach shots. And I think Corey Connors is going to set himself up to have a lot of good looks coming into the greens this week. He is tied 10th, 125 to 150, tied 23rd, 175 to 200. So we should have no issues at all with Corey Connors. He is also very good at this course, 3 for 3 with the 39th place finish, a 3rd place finish, and a 12th place finish. So 3 for 3, only played 3 times, 2 top 25s, 1 top 10. Everything checks out for Corey Connors. Should have quite a good week. Moving on to Harris English. We also love Harris on the show, but not right now. Back-to-back weeks, Harris English will make the thumbs down graphic for us. He was 54th at driving accuracy last year at 64.3%. But it's kind of the weaker approach for me in the areas we're looking at. Tied 132nd, tied 99th, tied 72nd, and he only finished 30th out of the 38 people competing last week. So it's just not looking good for Harris. He's not in his best form, and
He's really not.
He's honestly struggled at this course the last 5 years. He only has 1 top 25 in the last 5 years that he's played this event, and his only missed cut here came in that stretch of time. So just not the best week, in my opinion, to play somebody who's struggling when you're spending 9,300 on him. How do I do?
You're doing good, brother. You're meant for it.
The gooch yet. Yes, sir.
You're meant for it. You know what I'm saying? If we're hiring, bro, I'll call you first.
I appreciate that, man. And we're going to go on to Taylor Gooch, 9,100. I do like him a lot. If there's the second hottest man on the planet after Cam Smith, it's Taylor Gooch. Man has been tearing it up so far. And he is coming off a tied 15th last week. And that wraps up the 9K. I'd also like to say I'm kind of, when I was doing my I guess thumbs up, thumbs down this week, I was kind of factoring in who played last week since it's been such a long time.
Yeah, it's a good call.
So if you did play last week, I'm kind of giving you more benefit of the doubt here. So Taylor Gooch coming off a good finish last week. I'm all good with him.
Absolutely, bro. That 8K, let's roll into it. Let me tell you, I'll just let you know I was disappointed last week in Jason Kokrak. I really vouched for him, and he absolutely sucked. Yeah. So I don't know what the hell was going on there. Matt Jones, another guy that I absolutely said do not play and was great. So, things are coming at me fast, I guess. But can't wait to hear your explanation on these Jets.
I said no to Cam Smith last week.
You cannot win them all, brother. You can't.
I said been there.
You know what I mean?
It's the last week was the first event, though. This is the second event. You're kind of,
rusty.
We're not out here guessing, but honestly, they're kind of guessing.
They call me Rusty Coons.
That is what we call you, to be honest.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll roll right into the 8K. We got Kevin Kisner, the most expensive, at the top. He is going to be a thumbs up for me. Hits a lot of fairways last week. He was rolling putts in from deep. He's coming off the tied 8th last week. And if Kevin Kisner is going to compete, it's going to be at a short course. He's not very good at par 5. So the fact that we're taking 2 of those out, replacing them with par 4s, this is definitely a good time to play Kevin Kisner, especially since he's playing better than he was previously.
Yep.
Who we don't like is Billy Ho.
Billy Ho?
The Gator. We met him. He signed my golf glove. Shout out Billy Ho.
Billy
We don't like him here. His course history is pretty much solely the reason why. He finished 7th last year, but before that, it was 68th, 54th, and cut. I think 87 is a lot for a guy who is inconsistent like Billy Horschel is, because we know
between
Billy
that
Horschel
and the shoes, it's just
he can come out flying in his Hawaiian pants and his hooligan shoes and win a tournament, and he can also finish dead last.
Yeah.
So it's just gambling with Billy Ho, to be honest, and I'm gonna say no this week. Next up is Jason Kokrak. I'm gonna learn from what you did last week and just put him thumbs down here at 86.
Might as well.
Does not hit a lot of fairways, 106th in driving accuracy. He finished 38th last week, which, if you don't know, dead last.
Yeah, DFO.
You couldn't have done worse than Jason Kokrak. He shot 7 under in an event where 18 people were better than 20 under. And that's not going to do it for me.
It's really not.
So Jason Kokrak's going to be a no this week. My second favorite play, Russell Henley at 85. Hits a lot of fairways.
He's back.
5th, 125 to 150. 10th, 150 to 175. 44th, 175 to 200. And he is 6 for 9 here with the win in 2016. Russell Henley's ready to go. Up next, we're going to learn from mistakes again. Matt Jones is going to be thumbs up. And I want to take a minute to really put out some prayers for Matt Jones. Can you imagine breaking not 1, but 2 PGA records and losing the tournament? That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's just, I've never seen a man shoot 32 under across 4 days and look as defeated as he did when he took his hat off on the 18th on Sunday.
It's tough.
It was horrible.
You
I
absolutely
wanted
cannot
to
win
cry a
them all.
little bit for him.
Yeah, that's the worst, like $900,000 he's ever made.
It's just horrible.
Yeah.
But 6 for 6 at this event since 2013 with an 11th place last year. Now 15th in 2020. We're all good to go with Matt Jones. Next up, we got some people that I did not put on the list. We got Maverick McNeely. I didn't put him thumbs up or thumbs down just because he has never played this event. He is having a good year, but last year the stats didn't really check out for him to succeed at this venue. But honestly, he is having a good year. He's one of the young guys who's just getting better and better. So it's pretty much a coin toss with Maverick McNeely this week. Seamus Power is a guy I would put on here thumbs down, but he is playing well. And I say that because 8,100 is crazy for Seamus Power. When last year you were doing him every single week in the 6K.
He was a bum, you know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, it's crazy that one of your guys has made it up to me.
Listen, you love to see it, though. You know what
You
I'm saying?
do. You're really rooting for this guys, aren't you?
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah.
Matt Jones is one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Matt Jones is a diehard.
absolutely.
I'm happy to see him.
Absolutely. But yeah, Seamus Power is 2 for 4 here without a top 25 finish. So we're going to stay away from him just because of that. I'm going to fade Charles Howell. He does have great course history here. Finished 19th last year, 12th in 2020. But it's the fact that we don't see him a lot at all.
Yeah.
Like last year, we barely saw him at all. And his stats kind of reflect that. 102nd driving accuracy. He wasn't better on approach from 125 to 200 range. He wasn't better than 170th in any of those. 53rd around the green. Charles is putting in the work chipping, but that's just not going to be enough for me. So I'm going to fade him, kind of just hoping that people look at his track record and maybe don't consider that he hasn't been playing much lately.
I like it.
And then we got Cam Davis at 8,000. 2 for 3 here, finished 9th last year, 31st year before, and he's coming off a tied 10th last week. And like I said earlier, if you played last week, I'm giving you more of the benefit of the doubt. So Cam Davis is good with me.
I like it. Let's keep it moving to the prop of the week, though.
Oh, good. We get the prop of the week. Cool.
So, if you're unfamiliar with the prop of the week, it's new here on Fantasy from the Fairway. And here's what happened last week. Leader after first round, I put it all on Joel Damon, and by all I mean $10. That would have paid out 750 big ones. Unfortunately, Joel Damon finished, I believe, T6 after the first round. So I thought I was onto something. Thought I was onto greatness. I also put 5 Smackarooskies on it would finish in a playoff. It did not. You had Tony Finau, the first round leader, and you had lowest round, which I believe would have hit.
It would have hit by a long shot. I could have made that number much lower. Still hit.
Yeah, it's tough.
Isn't that crazy too? Justin Thomas breaks the course record just to have that record.
Yeah.
No longer, I guess, tied for the record. So a lot of heartbreaking moments last week, to be honest.
A lot going on. So this week, here's how this came about. Leader after round 1. I was driving home, had some responsibilities, getting fitted for a suit for a wedding that I will be the main focus in, besides the bride, obviously. But
I'll kind of are.
I'll be
the
big
deal on this one, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. It is an important one for me. And I was on the phone with Jenkins Jr. and I said, Junior, I'm gonna give you a first round leader. It's gonna be Corey Connors. He said that's a hell of a situation because I too have picked Corey Connors. So right around that time is when I nearly crashed into the person next to me.
Right.
Didn't
Yeah.
safety first, but so pretty much what we're telling you is that there's no situation where Corey Connors is not the first round leader of this tournament.
It'll be real embarrassing if he isn't.
Yeah, it's true. We'll probably delete the VOD.
Yeah.
But so in the pick your prop, we went with the missed cut this week. Who is going to miss the cut? I'm saying Abraham Moises. Abraham Answer at plus 240, one of the best players in the world, will not see the weekend at the Sony Open, Junior.
Yeah, well, you were cleaning up a dog puke. I was telling him it's pretty much a coin flip. 2 for 4 here. It's a 50-50 shot.
And I like that 50-50 shot plus 240. The way I sniff it is it's going to happen, and I need to make some of that money back from Alabama losing last night.
Yeah,
You have Mr. Bazidenhout.
Yeah, I have Christian with 2 A's.
Christian with 2 A's.
And mostly just because he plays a lot of European events. And when he does come over here, he typically either plays incredible or really horrible. And majority of the time it's horrible. So we're just going to ride that one out.
Yeah, again, it's 50-50 shot, right?
Yeah, I think it's better than 50-50.
Oh, I like that. So these numbers are going to be in the green when you see them next week. They'll still be blue and red, but at the end of the day, they will be in the green. That's prop of the week, sponsored by nobody. We move on to the 7K, Junior.
And now is when it goes really downhill.
Here we go. The 7K debut of Jenkins Junior. What do we got?
It's tough because 9K and 8K, there's only so many people, so you can put everybody in there. But
tough,
7K,
right?
you got to pick.
Yeah, you do.
You got to pick and choose.
And
that is why
is that KH? Here we go.
I went on to some profiles, PGA profiles today that I have never looked at. Promise you that.
I know. It's a new experience, huh?
Yeah, it's quite nice. Brendan Steele at 7,900, all good. Second in 2020, fourth in 2021. He was cut in 2011. I do have to put that out there.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, but he is 5 for 6 this year in cuts. Brendan Steele. I think he's a great play this week.
I like it.
What I don't like at 7. See, and I'm going to mess this up too because you can't fit all of them. So I usually just look at the screen. There's more people.
Yeah.
We got Chris Kirk, and I think you can definitely play Chris Kirk. He's 19th from 125 to 150, 26th from 150 to 175, and 24th around the green. I definitely think you can roll Chris Kirk out there this week. I also think you can play Ryan Palmer this week. He is 23rd, 125, 150, 74th, 150 to 175. And he does have a 4th place finish at this event last year. You can definitely run out a Ryan Palmer. You cannot play Christian with 2 A's. You can. You can be real bold and hope it hits, but I'm not going to be that guy. 167th in driving accuracy, 215th in 125 to 150. And this is the crazy one. 11th, 150 to 175. If you get this man between 150 and 175, he's throwing a dime. But if you get him 175 to 200, it's not even close. 218th. And he has never played here. So I'm going to stay away from him, as you guys just saw on the last slide. Siwoo Kim, you can run him out there. He finished tied 25th at this event last year, 22nd, 125 to 150, 35th, and then 68th, going 150, 175, and then 175 to 200. Great around the green. You can run a Siwoo Kim out there if you'd like. I'm not going to comment on Aaron Rai because I know nothing about him. So if you're considering him, probably do some research. Keith Mitchell, he is 3 for 4 this event with 3 top 25s. Definitely think you can play Keith Mitchell. We get to the next guy that's actually made the graphic, and that's going to be Buckethead himself, Joel Damon. And I don't get to say that enough because he's never in my price
he's
range.
One of mine.
Yeah,
he's an OG.
He's a very accurate driver. He's very good on approach. Tied 154th from 125 to 150, which isn't great, but he makes up for it in the next yardages, which is tied 38th, tied 19th. And he is 3 for 3 here with 2 top 25s. He did play last week. I'm all good with Buckethead himself. Brendan Todd is another guy you can play. He's 6 for 7 here with 3 top 25s. Very accurate driver, very good putter. You can definitely run Brendan Todd out there this week. Brian Harmon's another guy, and honestly, all these guys here, the next 3 that I'm going to say, Brendan Todd, Brian Harmon, and Matt Kuchar, they all have the same game, short and accurate. I think you can run any of them out there. My least favorite out of the 3 is Kuchar. He was cut in back-to-back years, and that's the only reason why. He is having a pretty decent year this year, however. So yeah, Brendan Todd, Brian Harmon, Matt Kuchar. You're probably safe with any three of those. Denny McCarthy, he's never played this event. He's not great on approach, but he can putt. But it's not, the stats just aren't enough for me to tell you to play him. However, I should let you know the last 3 events he's played on the PGA Tour have all been top 25s. They have been events where normally the big players haven't played in, but I'm not going to take that away from him. Top 25 finish is a top 25 finish. We get to Takumi Kanaya, who has played this event twice. He has only played 4 rounds. That's not what you're looking for.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to work for me. 50% fairways hit this year, 62% greens. Just if you're just flipping a coin to let me know if you're in a fairway or not at this course. So that's going to be a no for me. However, he probably will be an incredibly good golfer at some point, considering how young he is. Patton Kazire, it's going to be no from me. He does have a 7th place finish, I believe, last year, but he's really not playing well. He's only 3 for 6 this year in cuts, and those include some events where some of the big guys haven't played in. And in the 3 events that he has made the cut, he has not had a top 25 finish yet. So Patton Kazire at 7,300 is going to be a no from me. Grillo, this is a tough one because theoretically this should be his course. 23rd, 125 to 150, 6th, 150 to 175th, and 55th, 175 to 200. He is 5 for 5 here, but he's not playing well at all. So that's a little bit concerning. So I cannot tell you to play Emiliano Grillo. I can tell you who not to play, and that's Brian Stewart.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. He's 2 for 7 this year. And that's, I think,
surprising.
Honestly, 7,200 is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, that's a lot of money to spend on somebody. And when you've missed 5 cuts and made 2 of them, I'm not looking to play him, especially since he didn't play last week. You get down to people like Zach Johnson, Stuart Sink, Russell Knox. I think you can play any of them. Zach Johnson's a little sketchy to me. I will not be playing him, but he is an option. Stuart Sink is 7 for 7 here since 2014, so you can definitely run out Stuart Sink. None of those finishes have been great, but I mean, he's making the cut. He's getting you points on Saturday and Sunday, so you can definitely run him out there. And then Russell Knox is 4 out of his last 5 on tour. Really good approach player, very accurate player, just cannot putt to save his life. So if you think Knox is going to roll some in, then go for it. All 3 of those people definitely playable. I like Henrik Norlander a lot here. Very accurate, 25th driving distance. And then 23rd, 29th, and 76 on our approach areas. 3 for 5 here, but he is 5 for 6 this year. I definitely think you can play Henrik Norlander this week.
I like it.
Then we got to the people that I never even see, like Alex Smalley and Chad Ramey.
Alex, yeah.
You can't even get stats for these boys because they played the Corn Ferry.
Yeah.
So what I can tell you about Chad and Alex, Chad is 3 for 6, making cuts on the PGA Tour this year. Alex is 4 for 6 on the PGA Tour this year. Do what you want with that information.
I miss him.
JJ Spawn is only 1 for 4 here, so that's going to be a no for me. Adam Schenk is the same thing, 1 for 4 at this event, so that's going to be a no for me. And then we get to the last 2 players in the 7K range, who is Bobby Streb.
Bobby
Streb is going to be a no from me. He is 1 for 4 cuts in his last 4 starts here. Not the greatest approach player, not the most accurate player.
Can't win them all, Bobby.
Probably not Bobby.
Maybe next
Cage Lee. Thumbs up, baby.
Give me the good news.
4 for 5 this year, 19th last year. He played last week because you want to know why he's a winner.
Oh, you better believe
He's
it.
He's a winner.
You better believe it.
That's enough for me to tell you to run Cage out there.
You better believe it.
Jake. And thank you for following along for the worst 7K fantasy from the fairway has ever brought you.
Well done, Junior. Appreciate you, bro. Real quick before we hit the 6K, the Jags just announced their opponents. I should cover this while I do this. The Jags just released their opponents for next year. I'm going to give you the highlights. Tell me how many of these games they win. The New York Jets, the New York Giants, the Detroit Lions, the Denver Broncos, and the Texans twice.
I think they win one of them. The Jets and Giants both have 2 picks in the top 10.
Yeah. They also play the Eagles, who have 3 picks in the first round.
Yeah.
No, the rest of the
I
schedule's
think
it's pretty bad overall. But those are the
Davis
only winnable
Mills is
games.
honestly pretty good too.
He's low key nasty with it.
I think they might get either the Jets or Giants.
Why they have to go back and play the Jets again on the road is stupid.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
really
get that.
don't think they're getting Detroit either.
Nah, Detroit plays a little bit. They also
Detroit
these are
plays.
some of the lowlights if you're a Jags fan. They play Kansas City, they play the Eagles, they play the Chargers, they play Dallas, and they play the Ravens and the Raiders for whatever. They might not win a
Wouldn't that
football
be
game.
crazy? Do you look forward to having the 3 first overall picks?
Yeah, I mean it's history.
That's crazy, man. Good for
Anyway,
you guys. Good
that's
for
the
you guys.
Jags schedule. I can uncover that now. Can't really talk crap about him wearing the shield. Different shield than you're used to, but it's the shield that I represent. Let's go to the 6K, man. Let's go to the 6K. Starts out with Michael Thompson, the homie, 3M Open champion. Great. He does great at putting it in the fairway. However, everything else he's very bad at. I'm gonna hit him with a no on Michael Thompson. Rory Sabatini. They call him they call him a Olympic medalist because that's the truth. 39th driving accuracy, second around the green, 46th, 175 to 200. The others are very awful. Don't get me wrong. But
Sabatini is second in something?
Around the green, yes, sir.
Oh, God.
Dialed
Really
in.
Putting in the work.
You know what? You could definitely take a flyer on Rory Sabatini. Brandt Snedeker, you absolutely cannot leave him in the thumbs down. He's been horrible here as well as on the tour this season. Harry Higgs, the boy, you could definitely run out there. 81st in driving accuracy, 53rd in 125 to 150, 114 around the green, 32nd here last season. Harry Higgs is a go at 6'9". The boy McGreevy is also going to be in the 6'9" range. 46th driving accuracy, 8th 125 to 150, 52nd 175 to 200, and 51st strokes gained total. The boy McGreevy.
You know what's wild to me?
What you got?
We do this show every week. We watch every tournament. I don't know who that is.
McGreevy.
Go for him.
Max McGreevy. I
Hey,
think. I don't write down
hope
the
he does
first
well.
names. He's nasty with it. I tell you what. You know, also nasty with it. The boy John Huh. Who? Huh? John Huh. 43rd driving accuracy, T19, 125 to 150. Folks, not good around the green, but doesn't matter if you're on it. He was cut last year. However, in total, he is 6 for 8 here, getting a made cut with John Huh. The next person in the order would be my guy, Nakajima. He was good at the Zozo Championship, and that's all we know about Nakajima. Piercy has withdrawn from the tournament, so we don't need to talk about him. Or his sponsorships that he doesn't have. Hudson Swafford would be next. We're also going to thumbs down Hudson due to being 213th around the green and 168th, 150 to 175. That was enough for me to say we will pass on young Swafford. However, our next boy, Young, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't remember Young's name. Sorry about that, brother. But you're in that 6'8" range or so. He is incredible from 150 to 175. Everything else he is pretty much horrible at, so we're going to stay away from the guy Young. And this one pains me, Junior. This one absolutely pains me. Spanking Hank and Laboda. Sad to say, but this is not his course. 1 for 3 here. Doesn't have it dialed in right now. Not nasty with it. He's too busy being a dad. You know what I'm saying?
It must hurt for you to thumbs down some of these guys when you feel like sometimes you're the only person rooting for him.
I feel like I know the guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
I feel like
on an intimate level.
I feel like I babysit his kid. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
crazy.
it's just Spanking Hankin, though, is a no-go this week. You could take a flyer on Lucas Glover. I know that sounds crazy, but he's second in driving accuracy. I know that part sounds crazy, too. 45th, 150 to 175, 28th, 175 to 200. He has not played here since 2016, but his game fits the course. I think you could roll with it. Putnam is a boom or bust here at this course. His best finish here is second in 2019. However, his next best finish is 57th. So you've got boom or bust potential with Putnam. Grayson Sig is going to be nothing special. And that's when we get to the 6-7 roll of Stanley, Duncan, and Kramer. So here's the deal with those three. Stanley is a safe option. He's 22nd driving accuracy, 67th, 125 to 150. He is 7 for 9 here, including 10th place in 2018. I think Stanley would be your safest option. Your boom or bust option would be Tyler Duncan, who is 16th driving accuracy, T36, 125 to 150, 49th around the green. Everything sets up for Tyler Duncan to be good here. The problem is he has not been. He has not been good enough here yet, but I think his game fits too well for him to continuously keep sucking here. So I think Tyler Duncan is an option if you're looking for some boom or bust. And
Logic.
So we got the safe option, you got the boomer bust option, then you got the best option. That's Kramer Hickok, also at 6,700. Driving accuracy, it is 68th, but he is 7th, 150 to 175, 40th around the green, 2 for 3 here, T19 last season. So
That's solid.
there is a potential that Kramer Hickok, I think he's your best option against safest Kyle Stanley, and then Tyler Duncan should play well. I don't hate any of them. I think they all make the cut. And honestly, you could probably run them all out, and Vincent Whaley and Cage Lee, and leave a bunch of salary on the board. But it's an option. Buckley would be next. We're going to say no to him. Peter Malnati is like the greatest approach player of all time. I forgot about that. He's also very good around the green. He finished 14th and 12th in his last 2 here. So Peter Malnati is an option. Didn't put him on the graphic because that's a voice exclusive. You got to listen to Fantasy from the Fairway. It's not just a viewing show. You got to listen as well. Graham McDowell finished 4th here in 2020. Against all odds, he's 15th driving accuracy and 34th, 175 to 200. So that feels weird, but it's the truth. So Graham McDowell is an option. Vincent Whaley, as you see him on the graphic, I just put always. Vincent Whaley will always play well. He will always make the cut, and he will always be a quality option in the 6K. When he graduates, I'm going to be so disappointed. But nevertheless, we move on. We got the boy Hardy. We got the boy Pat Perez. Both of them will be no's. I skipped over my boy at the 6-7. He's a no as well. You see him on the graphic.
I think it's funny we're still upset because I just Googled it. Pat Perez, the withdrawal with the foot injury.
Yeah.
Bro, that was in August of 2020.
Yeah, I'm not over it.
And I feel like you're kind of undercover on Twitter here because there's a comment on the PGA Tour Communications Twitter from Casey. And it says, "Oh, good. So it won't matter when I kneecap him with a 5-iron." So you must have been real upset.
That's my burner, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you. We continue on, though. Pat Perez, hell no, definitely not. Mark Hubbard, though, 26th around the green, as well as T96 driving accuracy. Hubbard's an option at the 6.6 price point. Here's the thing with JT Poston. He's horrible. Like, I don't know what the deal is. He hasn't made a cut all year. He looks like he's not even a golfer. Like his swing and stuff. Like, I don't know what's going on with JT Poston. Prayers in the chat for him.
Here's the funny thing. Neither does JT Poston.
Yeah, it's a weird situation to be in for JT Poston. Jim Herman, I can't do it. Jim Furyk is in the field at 6,500, and low key, you could take a flyer on Jim Furyk because he hits every fairway. So I think if you need somebody at 65, like you literally are stuck at 65, and you are not wanting to play one of these gentlemen that we'll talk about here in a second, but Jim Furyk hits a lot of fairways and he putts well, and he's great on the Champions Tour. I know it doesn't relate to much, but I could see Jim Furyk making the cut pretty easy at the Sony Open as we move to the 6-4 to 6-0. Starts off with the boy Davis Riley, 66th driving accuracy, T70, 175 to 200, 67th in approach total, 80. The hell does that say? 86th tee to green. That's what that says. And then he's 3 out of 5 his last 5 cuts in the fall. But he was horrible to start and then made 3 of his last 5, and including a T7 at the Bermuda. So Davis Riley, I think, could play at this course. 63, Austin Cook. He hits the most amount of fairways out of anybody in the 6-3 range. He is 2 for 2 here. Around the green, he's just outside the top 100. He's just inside the top 100, 175 to 200. So Austin Cook is a value play at 63. 2 things to mention about the 62 range. Didn't pull a single stat. Wesley Bryan is the fucking man. So there's not a chance in hell I'm not playing Wesley Bryan. He's an approach god. He's back. Guaranteed made cut for Wesley Bryan. I do also want to mention Hao Tung Lee is back and is in the 6-2 range. Don't know where he's been, but he is back and he's in the 6-2 range. We got Michael Gillick at 61 and the boy Joshua Krell at $6,000. He finished 40th at the RSM Classic, as well as T89 driving accuracy this season. As we get to the picks, Junior, lead us off. Who's winning the Sony Open?
You want me to go first?
I do.
All right. We're going to go with the man who just shattered records that nobody will ever speak about. Tied 3rd last week. Hasn't missed a cut here since 2014. I'm on the Leishman train, the Matt Jones train. I'm on the you get on board when the train's hot.
I like what you did there because I thought you were going to make a different pick, which now opens me up to pick Russell Henley.
Oh,
You were talking very highly of Russell Henley.
We love Russell Henley.
We do. And you were talking highly of him. So go ahead and give me Russell Henley to win the whole entire Sony Open. And then I feel like I'm at a disadvantage here and I still lose it anyway. For the top 25, I don't have the 7K boys to go off of. But when I look at my paper and I
You want
look
me
up
to give you the good ones again?
no, sir. I'm looking at my paper, but it all comes down to one thing. And it's this right here.
Wesley Bryant.
Wesley Bryan, top 25. He's going to announce to the world he's back at the Sony Open. Give me Wesley Bryan. What say you?
Yeah, I feel real dirty for doing this because he's the most expensive person. But I'm gonna go with Brendan Steele.
So here's what's funny about that. That's Brent, Brendan.
Yeah, perfect.
Here's what's funny about that. I thought you were going to pick Russell Henley to win. So I was going to pick Brendan Steele. But then when you picked Matt Jones to win, I went back to Russell Henley.
Okay.
So I like that. Brendan Steele's a quality pick, but look, Wesley Bryan's finishing in the top 25. There's no doubt in my mind. Approach golf course.
Wearing some pink pants if you had to guess.
I'm saying Wesley Bryan is the guy. So that's it. I got Henley and Brian Jenkins Jr. The third has Jones and Steele. His 7K debut was fabulous. Junior, appreciate all the work this week as we continue on the PGA Tour season. It's week 5 for us, but it's week 2 in 2022. We got a long way to go. All right. Long way to go. You know what they say. There ain't no stopping us now. We're on a roll.
No, sir. Here we are.
Fantasy from the fairway. Enjoy the golf. We will talk to you next week. Until then, stay casual, stay cool. Fantasy from the fairway. We out.
Peace.